What's going on, guys? It's kind of rainy outside today, so I'm thinking about doing a reaction video. So let's get right on into it and let's check it out. Today we're going to be doing a reaction video about a police encounter that turned sideways.
Officers responded to a call regarding a physical disturbance between two individuals.
Oh!
What the hell's happening in there?
What's up with that tire in the front of that car? Bruh. You gotta be kidding. Bro, what they doing in there? You gotta be kidding me. Hold up here.
Yo, you're good? Alright, come on out. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. You need anything to talk?
Maybe they just a couple trying to work out their differences, you know what I mean? But
Okay, come over here. Come over here with me. Do you need...
Bro, that building is all kind of colors. Yellow, green, blue, peach, velvet, whatever kind of color that is right there. Man, that's crazy.
Why are you all bloody?
No, because I got into an accident. I told my car the week before. That's why
Who is easy?
So, like, what she means she had got into an accident, like that, does she mean like a car accident, or did she accidentally fall down? Like what happened there? Like, it's funny that the cop ain't asking that question, like, well, what kind of accident did you get into? You know, like, I would think that they would normally ask something like that.
that's why I keep traveling from yours. No.
Is he your boyfriend?
No.
You're drunk?
So that's not her boyfriend, and she was all up in his car like that in the beginning. That's kind of not making no sense, right? Because what kind of girl is just gonna be up in a dude car, you know, and they ain't her boyfriend like that, you know?
Were you getting him? Why are you getting him?
Oh,
Were you fighting?
boy, that was a nice car too. Y'all seen that, boy? I bet that car go fast.
No. I promise you would never do that.
Okay, what's y'all's problem?
Very self-like once you guys have back to your
Who is she to you?
Bruh, that's a real nice car. But look at that tire. Man, what the heck done happened to that real nice car tire like that? You gotta be kidding me. Now, if you got a nice car like that, you gotta be able to keep it up, you know.
A friend? Yes. How long you guys been friends for?
A long time. I just right now I just trying to get this.
So you guys are just friends?
No, we go. That's my wife.
That's your wife?
Yes.
Okay.
So that don't make no sense right there. He says his friend and then he says his wife. You know, it's like, which one is it? Because a friend is somebody that's just gonna go over and chill with you and hang out and be cool with you and everything down with you. But you know, and they could be kind of like girlfriend, but at the same time they ain't no girlfriend. You know what I mean? They just a friend. You know, they just there to be there. You know, basically. But a girlfriend, man, you gotta like really like you gotta be able to settle down with her, not talk to nobody else and everything like that, bro. And but you know that's a really different situation, because a girlfriend now you no longer like you know, talking to other chicks or going out and doing this and doing that. Now you basically just chilling with her and going about y'all day as girlfriend and boyfriend. Now that's a whole different situation, you know.
How long you guys been married for?
3 years.
We get your
So you're telling me right now, y'all were not physically fighting.
No, you know.
So why are all these people saying y'all were fighting?
No. I promise you. I swear to God, my mom was like,
Okay, do me a favor. Have a seat here. Have a seat.
You know, you ever heard when somebody sounds like they have a slur in their speech? Usually it's because they've been drinking or something, right? Because you know, usually a person would not normally have a slur in their speech unless they've been doing those type of things, right? But hearing the way that, you know, this person talks right here, you could kind of hear a slurred speech. So they might be dealing with an impaired person at the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like, it looked like that from the very beginning, though. So it's like, it's not nothing new to talk about right here, but it could be that they were dealing with a impaired person at that moment. Man, that is crazy, bro. That is really crazy. Look at that car. That's a real nice car, too.
Well, I just got here, so I don't even know what happened.
Whoa. Check yourself in a week. Hold up here. What was up with that? Is she telling the cop that she needed to check herself? Boy, that I mean, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's not funny. Like
you know,
Like a black iPhone, right?
You were driving the car, the
Black iPhone?
man, that's
He was
crazy.
driving when it crashed. You were driving? Yes. Is it your car?
Yes.
I
My dog. This is.
Bro, how does your tire of your car even come off while you're driving the car? That don't make no kind of sense, right? Because think about it. If you're just driving on the road, and what kind of way can your tire just come off the car? Now, I understand if it's some wasn't screwed in right, or some that was holding the tire up, and the tire accidentally come off because the person might not know about it. Nah, that's understandable. But if it wasn't nothing like that, the only other thing would be is if how could you even hit your tire to make it go like that, like flat on the ground like that? That don't even make any sense.
Do you have his phone or no? I'm not Poppy. Do you have his phone?
Oh no.
Okay.
You're my uncle, right? I always respect you for clothes.
Alright, you know what? Forget it. Forget it.
What about these people over here?
I don't care.
What about those people over there?
Oh, she's over there.
As a man,
She's over there.
I don't do things. I'm just saying, I respect women and police officers. I want to be a police officer. I'll be a police officer. I'll be a police officer.
She'll take the application from me.
We call it a tow truck?
Man, this is just one crazy video so far. So she thinks that she could, easily put an application in to be a police officer. I really don't know anything about that, though, but I imagine it's definitely a process that you have to go through. I don't think it's just an application that you put in and then you just become a police officer. I think that you got to go through like an academy and everything to become a police officer. But I was never no police officer then, so I wouldn't know. But I mean, this video has started out, and it's kind of crazy so far, just watching it and everything like that. But man, what the heck is going on here?
So what's gonna happen? They're gonna have to tell us.
We gonna have to tow this?
They can't fix the tire because the whole thing is broken.
It's been a long day for me.
I'm scared over here, I'm really scared. But I do love it.
I don't know what she was talking about right there, but they probably couldn't even understand it themselves, because it sounded like a bunch of mumbling.
He said he talked to the 13-year-old over here. He saw everything, but he was 13.
I know.
Right there. You see it?
Did you hit the sign?
No, I hit the sign.
Where the black,
the curve. See how it curves in? The curve right there where the flowers are.
There?
Yes.
Crazy, he hit that curve with all them flowers. Bro, you gotta be kidding me. I don't even understand that curve don't even look like it's high off the ground, bro. It don't even look like it would mess up a tire. It look like it's a regular curve.
Alright, cool. Just go ahead on my corner, alright?
Where is this police officer?
Oh.
I'm gonna write a complaint. I'm gonna write agreements.
Oh no.
Okay.
I don't think a grievance has anything to do with what they talking about in that one right there, cuz I don't think that means that. I think a grievance means a whole nother thing. Like, well, I'm not too sure if I even know what a grievance means. So she might be right, but I might be wrong, or I might be right and she might be wrong, but I'm not too sure at this point.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't care how you care.
You see, talking to the cops, if you were a little tipsy and drunk and stuff like that, you know, if like it's the 4th of July or something, and somebody decided to get drunk or something like that, or drink or whatever they do, you know, and they decide to go and talk to a cop and be in a situation with a cop and everything like that, but it's probably not in your best interest to do that, right? Because if you're talking like kind of out of your head while you're kind of impaired and stuff like that, how can you possibly talk to a cop who's not impaired and they can clearly understand everything going on and everything, and you might say something that you don't even mean to say in the moment, and next thing you know you got yourself into some trouble or something, you know?
Why don't you go back over there?
I don't care how you talk to me. Yeah, look at you like girl.
Didn't say anything. You're lovely.
This is my favorite call ever. No one knows.
Okay. Your car's getting towed, so.
There were more people out here, but there's some stuff.
Yeah, the car can be towed.
And she's very welcome. Sometimes she likes it, sometimes she doesn't.
So that's kind of crazy. They gonna have to tow their car because of that broken tire, bro. So it's not like they could just put the tire right back on the car, like talking about, you know, with a jack and stuff, kind of like you would do with a flat tire, like take the tire off the car and then put the next tire on. So it must not be like that. Maybe because the tire fell off, you can't put it right back on like that. Maybe something else fell off the car where the tire can't go back on.
But the thing is, I can't tow that extra car.
Why?
Because that is a rental.
You said it's your car.
No, it's a rental.
Oh, so you probably can't tow a rental car. I don't know how that would work. So probably like what if you would accidentally tow like say if you would wreck your rental car and it would have to get towed and stuff like that, then you would probably have to buy the rental car, like the whole car, instead of just renting it. I wonder how that would work out, but I'm not too sure about that though. But that's an interesting topic right there. But that's really crazy. So you mean to tell me that if you rent a car and you wreck the car to where it has to get towed, then you would have to pay for the whole car? How does that even work, chat? Let me know in the comment section.
So because I was involved in the crash. Yeah, that's a question, but. Here, I'm gonna go down the road. Don't answer.
Are you struggling in calculus? Having a hard time understanding your instructor? Do you wish there was a better way? I get it. Feeling lost in class can be frustrating and overwhelming. You're not keeping up with your
See, that's another thing that you could start to do if you're impaired at the moment or anything like that. You know, if you see somebody and you start fussing with them in front of the cop and stuff, that could lead to trouble, right? So you know, being impaired in front of a cop and then fussing with people is definitely not a move that anybody would want to make. But that's why, you know, it's always best to remain sober and stuff like that. You know, never get drunk, you know, and stuff like that. You know, except if it's for a specific, you know, party or something like that. You know, you never want to do that, you know, every day like an alcoholic would do, you know, or something like that, because it's just never a way to do anything, you know.
I'm so sorry, but can you cancel our tow truck, please?
Why did you cancel the tow?
He's gonna need to take care of himself.
Well, he only has
I told him.
time.
I said it's a rental, too.
Damn, Mexican pissed.
This is a good plan.
No.
Oh, so you must have to pay for the so if you have to tow a rental car, you probably have to pay for the whole car itself. I'm guessing because that guy didn't want to, you know the person in that video did not want to get his car towed by a rental place. I mean by a tow company, because maybe he would have had to pay for the car itself, and he had worked something out with the cops where maybe he had called up the rental car place about it, and maybe they go and see about it, so he wouldn't have to pay for the car itself. You get what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that's why it's always best whenever you signing them papers and everything for a rental car. It's always best that you understand what you signing and what it's about and what it means and everything. Because if you don't understand that, and one day you get in a wreck in a rental car, and you don't know exactly what you should do, maybe the best move would be to call up the rental place, you get what I'm saying, and see what you should do and everything, you know?
41, he doesn't want anything with the car. Now he doesn't want anything to do with the situation, whatever happened. If he wants to do a complaint with drugs,
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to get her. That's the same problem. I'm making.
So, you know, going back into the car after the guy wanted her out the car, you know, probably is not the smartest move, but being impaired in the moment probably makes a person not make the correct decisions that they would make, you know, being not impaired in the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like if they weren't impaired in the moment, they probably wouldn't have made the decision to get back into the car, right? Because they know that's not a place where they should be at the moment, because the guy that owns the car the guy that's renting the car does not want them to be in there, and you know how those type of things work. So it's probably not the best idea to get back in that car like that. So we shall see.
Are you gonna get out of the car or not? Let's go. Come on. Get stuck. Get walking. Come on, get out the car. Get out the car. Let's go.
I'm in my car, bitch. I've been trying to contact you.
Oh no! You see how she's starting well, I could say it like this, I guess. When a person starts to argue back and forth with a cop, you know, and stuff like that, they really escalation the situation involving law enforcement. Because whenever you start arguing back and forth with anybody involved in law enforcement, probably not the best move, and it could probably get you in a bunch of trouble.
I got a large thing I did. Okay. It's brand new. Rented it from you, though.
Yeah, I got it.
Toro. Okay.
Can I just pull up here?
Yes.
Hang on right here, man. Pull up down there, don't get out of your car.
Oh, so that must have been the rental car's owner maybe, of the rental car place, you know, or worker there or something, go and see about the car and everything, go and see what they can possibly do about it. And maybe it's a quick fix that they could possibly fix it real quick instead of having to tow it, you know, and everything like that. Maybe they don't want to have to worry about towing it. Maybe they could just fix it right then and there, boom, 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 and get everything done, you know. And then the cops are no longer needed, right? If the rental car place could just fix the issue, right? But who knows?
For what?
I have no idea. They just told me
I'm sorry.
So sorry.
I'm sorry. Like, I do wish I could get it to work. I've done it.
You have got to be kidding me right now. So, I mean, this whole time she stayed cool, but now she got back in the car where they told her numerous times to get out of the car, and the individual still refuses to get out of the car. So now they might have to take her out of the car. And if a cop has to take somebody out of the car physically, it's a very good chance of a probability that person is going to get arrested. Because if a cop has to go hands-on usually with a person, that's probably very not a good thing to do, you know, and it probably could get you in even more trouble.
You guys are stupid.
And you know, a lesson here would be if she would have just got out the first time the first couple of times that the cops told her to get out of the car, she probably would have never got arrested for refusing to listen to the police about getting out of the car, right? It would have been fine. She would have got out of the car, walked around for a little while, whatever else they had to do to fix the car or whatever. But she would have not been arrested for anything to do with refusing to listen to the cops about getting out the car, right? But now she got herself into a mess, because whenever you resist to do what the cops say over and over again, then you could probably get arrested, right?
I would never feel like I would never send a woman or a man in service. Like, I would never do that. Because you're already doing some songs that I would never. I'm not like that. No, you don't let me look like a woman.
You know, whenever a person is impaired, you know, they are not themselves at the moment, right? Whenever a person is impaired from alcohol or anything like that, it's like that stuff turns them into another person at the moment, and they don't realize what type of what type of stuff they are doing at the moment, right? Like they don't realize the actions that they're making at the moment, or their decisions.
That's about it, yo. Nope. And you're a grown adult, you just spit off these officers.
I know.
Yeah, not anymore.
Man, that's crazy. So that's really disgusting, right? If, you know, you see police officers, they have to probably deal with a lot of crazy stuff, because think about it like this. You know, the person in this video right there, you know, watching it back, seeing how they spit at the officer, you know, that is pretty disgusting, right? Definitely not a situation that anybody wants to be in, right? Getting spit at by anybody. But sometimes law enforcement, they do deal with individuals that are like that at the moment, you know, that are impaired and not caring about the decisions that they make and stuff like that. So they have to deal with a whole lot, law enforcement officers and stuff. But I mean, that, you know, doing those type of things can only get you in more trouble. Like spitting on an officer after getting in handcuffs for refusing to get out of the car and resisting and everything like that. Spitting on an officer becomes a becomes another charge that you could possibly get for battery on a law enforcement officer, right? And that is definitely not no charge that anybody would want to get. You know, you never want to get no charge, but I'm just saying that that's definitely not a charge that anybody would want.
You already spit on me. I'm gonna drop you on the ground. You keep moving.
Good.
Man. You gotta be kidding. So it's crazy to see how, you know, right before the individual gets in the car, they just start rambling, going on and on, you know, saying a bunch of mumbo jumbo. And I guess because they think at the moment if they say a lot of stuff like that, the cop is just gonna let them go and not put them in back of the cop car, even though they're already right there, right next to the car door. But just mumbling and stuff like that is never gonna make the situation dealing with law enforcement during an arrest better at all. You get what I'm saying? It's best to stay calm, cooperative, and respectful during any law enforcement encounter. Even during arrest, you know, stay calm, know your rights, know what you can say and what you can't say, and everything like that. You see what I'm saying? Definitely never a situation anybody would want to put themselves in.
We're doing her serious. She just got bad legal charges.
She spit on me.
Yeah, that's definitely never anything that anybody wants to go through right there, brother. Definitely. Thank y'all for watching.